Hello, viewers, and welcome back to another episode of K Let's Scope. Today marked the last day of school before Thanksgiving break, and we are all very excited for the holidays. Or, well, for Thanksgiving, I guess. In a year filled with so much uncertainty due to the coronavirus, we hope that today's podcast will bring a light of positivity to your life. Today, we have the entire K-Scope board with a few exceptions. We have on the bottom middle, Nicholas Abatiello. On the bottom left, Caitlin Tong. On the top left, Neil Mehta. On the top middle, Audrey Glynn. And on the top right, Amy Liu. And welcome, everyone. So let's start off with this question. And we can start off with Neil. So, how do you think coronavirus has affected your life this year? Better or worse than physical school, but at the end of the day, it's definitely changed our lives to a great extent. How about Audrey? How has the coronavirus affected your life?
I think I've definitely learned about how to take care of my mental health. I mean, in isolation and in quarantine, we spent so much time by ourselves with our thoughts, with our music, with our books, with our TV shows, and I think I've learned a lot about how to be one with myself and my brain and how to really take care of it. I mean, so much of high school is declining mental health, but I think in that time I spent by myself and with my thoughts, I've really learned how to just like really take care of my mental health. And I think that was definitely the most important thing that I learned from it and that came out of it for me. It was definitely learning how to better my mental health and how to take care of it.
It's actually really nice to hear that coronavirus helped teach you something about self care because, you know, in a world with so much stress and anxiety, like having those skills is super important. And I'm actually glad that that event taught you how to take care of yourself and your mental health. How about Amy? How has coronavirus affected your life?
I think like going into quarantine was a shock for everyone, especially just not being in school anymore and having all those cancellations. But throughout it all, I also really learned to appreciate things I wasn't really noticing in my daily life, especially my family. I think we're so busy and we're so wrapped up in the online world and in our like many extracurricular activities and academics that, at least for me, along the way, I really didn't spend that much time with my family anymore. And once we went into quarantine and we were spending all day together, it was really nice for me to reconnect with them again and kind of just return to how we used to be before things got super busy.
Oh, so I know quarantine helped you like reconnect with your family. That's really nice. I like that. I like how we're all being super positive about coronavirus and how like I mean obviously it probably has negatively affected our lives in some way. It definitely has some positives to our lives too. Caitlin, how has the coronavirus affected your life?
Honestly, the biggest thing is also it also ties into not being in school, but it's like with Audrey said, mental health. It's hard because first the main place that I see people is school, and that's where I communicate and I talk with them. So I guess it's taught me how to adapt. I guess to something new. Like I wouldn't at first start. I felt like lonely. I was like it's difficult not seeing the people that you see every day, and all of a sudden that changes. But I think it's also next year I will be in college, right? And it will be hard to see my high school friends and everything like that. So it's kind of shown me this is kind of what it's going to be like, I guess, if that makes any sense. And I learned to get used to it. I talk to people, I find a way to communicate with them, and I find new ways to see my friends. So I guess it's taught me to be more adaptable.
I like that. So, I mean, in a way, coronavirus is kind of like a metaphor for life in a way. Like, you adapt your life a lot, and coronavirus has made us adapt our life. And so we might be, as a generation, more like ready and prepared for changes in our lives. Nikki.
I mean, you know how it goes with Gen Z. We're always ready for the next punch. But um, I definitely think the biggest effect was, for me at least, is being online. Um, just to go back to what everyone else was saying, I think mental health factors in nicely. I think a little bit of isolation, while not the best thing, can be good at times. But I guess definitely a positive that's come out of it is I had more downtime, I guess. So like, whereas last year before we went to quarantine, I was going, 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 you know? And since then, it's kind of been a nice little like almost break from high school, I guess. It's not really as stressful as it was, at least for me, just because I think it's made me realize there's bigger things to be worrying about than, your next test. So I think it's a good perspective changer as well.
Thank you, everyone. Those were really good responses. And actually kind of changed my perspective a little bit on coronavirus and how it might have affected our lives. So, Thanksgiving's approaching this Thursday. And in spirit of Thanksgiving, what are you guys most thankful for?
I mean, I don't know about most thankful for. That's a loaded question. I would really have to think about that. But in terms of things I'm happy about, I'm happy college apps are almost over. I know a lot of us can relate to that one. That was a time. That was a time. I'll tell you that much. Something else I'm happy about, and then I guess for Thanksgiving, something I'm thankful for is that everybody I know is still in good health, and the coronavirus hasn't really strike that much in my life in terms of sickness. So that's something I'm thankful for.
Uh, who wants to go next?
With Nikki said about college apps, yes, I'm so glad that like that first round is done with early all of that. That took was so stressful, and I know I still have the regular decision stuff to do, but it's just like at least something's done. I'm thankful that the people I know are in good health still, and that there's news of potential vaccines that are working. Whether or not people will take them, we'll see, especially in the US, but at least that's good. I'm thankful for Rebecca Blumenthal, who can't be here right now. She is my other half of the commentary team, and I am very thankful to her.
I'm gonna just quickly come in here, and I'm gonna say that I'm thankful for Kscope, because you guys are my family. You know what I mean? Second family, family away from home, and like just as a team, we're really productive. I love to go to Kscope editors meetings. They're always so fun, and also like you guys are helping me out so much, especially with this podcast. I mean, like you guys here today, taking out your time that the day before break is just really great, and I really appreciate you guys being here and for Kscope in general. Anyone else want to go?
I'm thankful for the internet. And the reason I say that is because I have a lot of family that's not around here that I used to spend Thanksgiving with. And for the internet and Zoom and Google Meet, I have the chance, to still see them. And that's something so special to me because, and my grandma doesn't live too far, but not being able to sit with her at the Thanksgiving table is it's weird and it's hard to think about that these are our circumstances. So I'm thankful that the internet provides me with the opportunity to still be with my family.
Just a quick question before we move on is how many of you guys are gonna have like a remote or virtual Thanksgiving? I was just wondering.
I will not be.
Thanksgiving's usually just me, my mom, and my brother, and we don't do much. So that's it.
Okay.
My birthday though on Black Friday, just cool. Even though I'm not doing anything for that either.
Yep.
So it's really just a normal day. But
I'm actually working on Thanksgiving. Not Thanksgiving, on Black Friday. So
I was gonna say, wait a minute here.
yeah, not on Thanksgiving.
really,
But
are you
yeah,
ready for the rush?
I am kind of ready for the rush. I'm doing a 6 to 10 a.m. shift, so might be a little bit different than like during the day, but still, yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
I'm
Yeah,
doing
good luck.
a
Good
9-hour
Thanks.
shift on Black Friday.
Good luck to you as well.
Audrey, where do you work?
So I work at Aerie at the Smith Haven Mall.
I work at Abercrombie in the Smith Haven Mall.
We have very different
Competitor.
shifts, but I wish you luck.
Thank you very much.
So
Anyways,
that's another.
going back to the topic, Neil, did we hear from you about what you're most thankful for?
No, I just got back.
Oh, okay.
My bad about that.
Do you want
I need a new
to?
laptop. I'm not thankful for my laptop, but yeah, sure. Uh, so this is kind of like what Nikki was saying earlier. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yep, we can hear you perfectly.
Okay, everything's going crazy on my end. Um, this kind of ties into something Nikki was saying earlier, but like in terms of school, I'm really thankful that everyone else is in the same boat as me because there are so many activities that we do for the sake of competing or for like going to some event like in our like win ensemble like our goal our focus for the entire year is just like playing for a concert or like for our like I remember for SIO like with Caitlin and I the goal is to like go to all these tournaments and do really well. And even though like a lot of those opportunities are like not available this year, I'm really glad we're still doing these same activities just for the sake of doing them, you know? Like there's still some value to going through the motions and doing them with people around you. And the fact that everyone else is willing to do the same thing, like I'm really thankful for that.
And I think the last person is Amy.
So, can you hear me, by the way? Things are kind of going a little bit haywire on my end too.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm kind of like in the same boat as everyone else. I've been like, I'm very thankful for like the fact that all my friends and family are safe. But I think I'm also just really thankful for the fact that like even though we're living in such divisive times, it's really inspiring to see like different communities. Like for example, like our K-Scope community come together. Like even during the pandemic, like we were still churning out articles and coming up with print editions. And I think like that's really inspiring too. Like the idea that even when bad times come, like we're still united in our respective communities, and it's just comforting to know that like through it all, like we still have each other.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. So yeah, that was just really what we were trying to go for today. Just a quick, like, short podcast, just to spread some positivity after such a stressful year. Well, almost over stressful year. But before we completely conclude, I just wanted to say that on Thanksgiving's coming up, everyone, as we said on at the last podcast, just everyone should try and be safe. Try and host if you want to host a Thanksgiving, a virtual Thanksgiving, or have like very few people over, social distance masks. Um, Anyone else have anything to add to that?
Happy Thanksgiving!
Happy Thanksgiving and stay safe and stay healthy.
Yep.
Yeah, like happy Thanksgiving, and we're really looking forward to getting Kscope started once the break is over. So happy Thanksgiving, and to our editors, we'll see you guys soon.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Good evening, everyone.
All right, thank you all for joining me today on K Let's Scope, and thank you viewers for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.